What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, it has been a minute. Y'all, I have missed you. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me move this back. Let me take this logo off. Give me a second. All right, y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. I am still awake. Believe it or not. So I was like, you know what? Let me go live. It's been way too long. And, I'm really trying to figure out a time. So if you guys could help me with this, I'm trying to figure out the best time to go live, like a weekly live, time. So if you guys could help me with that, that would be great. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking Wednesdays at 8 p.m. because I coach at 8:30, so I could go live from 8 to 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday. Let me know what you think. Or if you guys prefer daytime lives, I was doing more noonday lives. So I'm trying out a nighttime live. So let me know. This is your group, okay? So you guys, you just let me know. Let me fix this. You guys let me know what works best for you. All right, y'all. So here's what we're going to talk about. And if you are watching live, definitely say hi. Let me know. Sorry, my chair is squeaking, if you can hear that. Say hi. Let me know that you're here. Give Ecamm Live permission to see your name so that I can see your name. That's all it does. It allows me to just see your name so I can interact with you. Or you could just type your name in. It's all good. If you're coming and you're watching on the replay, you know what to do. #replay. Shout out to all our new members. And let's go ahead and hey, Brandy, what is up? Let's go ahead and get started. I need y'all to let me know if this evening thing is working. I don't know how I feel. Y'all know I'm a morning person. Hey, Dr. Neka, I am a morning person. I am not an evening person, but I am up because I'm finishing up some stuff for the business. And I was like, I miss my collective. So let me go live. Okay. So here's what we're going to be talking about tonight, y'all. We are going to be talking about being purposed to profit. When I say that, what does that really mean? Okay. What I mean by that is that you are allowed to make money. Yes, as Christians, yes, as professional women, we are allowed to make money. Not only are we allowed to make money, I believe that is in God's plan for us. I think that is what He wants us to do. And I need us to believe that and start showing up in our businesses as if we believe that. Because what I have noticed, and what I noticed even with myself, I'll be honest, in the first, in the beginning, when I was just getting started in my business, I didn't believe this. I'm talking when things just popped off, 2018, 2019, when I was blogging and when I converted everything to my podcast, I did not truly believe that I was allowed to make money, and that not only was I allowed to make money, that this was in God's plan for my life. I didn't believe it. And it manifested in how I showed up. So let me tell you how I was showing up. And I want to know if any of you guys have struggled with this, because we are going to push through this. Okay. We're going to push through any of this because I really want you guys, like I said, I really want you ladies to be out here changing lives. Right? And we can't really change lives in our business if we are not making a profit, if we're not having income, right? So the way it manifested for me in the beginning was I would friend zone my potential clients. So let me just let's just make this real, okay? I would friend zone my potential clients. What do I mean by that? I'd have someone in my community, or someone I was conversing with, someone I was interacting with, who I felt was a good fit for my services, right? Like I felt like I could help this person. This is especially when I was like primarily working on helping women with productivity, procrastination, leveling up in their lives. I would see this person, I'd be like, oh, based on their post, based on our conversation, I really think I could help this person. And then I would friend zone them. So, I have not been in the game. I've been with my husband since I was 17. So like everything I'm about to say is because of like my nieces and nephews and like what I see in my Facebook groups, because I'm not really privy to all of this. But how like, maybe you have a friend, like a homegirl or something, and maybe she's single and she's talking about, a gentleman, or maybe you have a guy friend, right? And they talk about like getting friend zoned, like maybe they have feelings for the person, like they have, romantic feelings, but they consistently get friend zoned by the lady or by the gentleman, right? Again, this is like what I have gathered from pop culture. Okay. So like, if I'm saying it wrong, y'all let me know. But like, that's the sentiment, right? Of like being friend zoned means that you, like, that other person doesn't see you the way you see them. Right. And that's what I was doing to my clients in terms of like entrepreneurship. Right. So instead of making my intentions known and saying, hey, I'm an entrepreneur and I think I could help you, I would do like this, like around, like these sideways, like moves. Like I would never come out and just say, hey, I can help you. Let me help you. Let's talk. It'd be like, I'm just kind of like throwing my program kind of in there and talking about what I'm doing for other people, and just not really being forthright, not really being forthcoming. And if you think about it, when we are in a relationship or when we're in a friendship, we want to know what someone else's intentions are. Like if we think that we're friends with someone and then all of a sudden we realize that they were really just hanging out with us because they wanted more or they wanted something from us, but they never made those intentions known, don't we like tend to think that that's kind of icky? That's kind of like, right? Like if you wanted to like talk to me in that way, like you should have just said something so I can decide, right? Like, is this what kind of relationship, like what are we doing? Right? And so that's what a lot of women in my community are doing to their potential clients. They're friend zoning them, meaning they are, kind of putting like little feelers out there and like, having little conversations, but they never make their full intentions known of saying, I have a service that can help you. I've identified you as my ideal client and I can help you move from point A to point B. And I want to submit to you that when you don't do that, it actually ends up being ickier than if you were to just make your intentions known and sell, right? Because not everyone will want your service or your product or whatever. Like that's just a fact. That is just a fact. That's just kind of how this thing goes. But that is okay, right? Because you have a transformation that you can offer people, and not everyone gets to be down with it. And that's okay. And it's not just because they say no. It's also because you have the ability to say no. And that's something that, I remember when one of my coaches said to me, she was like, is this person ideal for your program? And I'm like, well, they're a human. They have a pulse. Like, if they have money. And she's like, no, Kim, like, that's not how this works. You are the leader of this community. You are the person in charge. You get to decide who you sell your services to. And I was just like, but I get to decide? Like, are you? She was like, yeah, you get to decide. So listen, let's start by doing this, right? Number one, right? So I'm going to give you guys, I like to give like tips. Like I'm going to give you 3 strategies for showing up and selling your services so that we can like start making the impact that we want to have. Y'all talk back to me if you're still there. If you're still there, talk back to me. So number 1, understand who you are out here to serve. Understand who your ideal client is, who that person is, and when you find them, start having conversations with them. That's number 2. Don't friend zone ideal clients. Yes, like make your intentions known, right? But it's okay. It is okay, Dr. Nika. It's okay, Brandy, or whomever else is watching, right? So that's number 1. Understand who this person is, right? Understand who this person is. When you find them, start having conversations. And that's the part that I feel that some of us, we do that, right? Like we'll start having conversations, we go back and forth, but then we never actually then say, okay, here you go. I have something for you. I've created a program and I think it would really help you and really serve you. And so get familiar with the language to do that. Okay, now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. How do you have that kind of conversation? Like, how do you have a conversation that leads to potential, like the potential for you offering your services? It's just like in a romantic relationship, right? You ask for permission. So that's number 3. If you're like, I don't want to be pushy, I don't want to like, that's icky, that's too much. I don't want to like, be like a used car salesman. Don't be like a used car salesman, sis. That is not what we want. That is not what we want. All you do is ask for permission. After you've identified your client, you start having conversations with them and you know that this is the person for you. Before you kind of go in there and you say, hey, I think I have, like, here's my program, just ask for permission. You can do that. And it's happened to me in coaching relationships, and I appreciate it so much. Now, not everyone will appreciate it, and that's okay. Because we live in an abundant world, and if there are 7 billion people in this world, that one person who's like, oh no, like I don't want this. That does not shut down your whole business because one person is like, oh no. That's just like, all right, cool. And more often than not, honestly, you should be the one doing that. Like you should be actively turning people away from your programs. Because if you understand who your target person is and you're laser focused on that person, the vast majority of people that you interact with are probably not going to be your target person at first, right? At first, once you get really clear on your messaging, you start to attract those people. But at first, you may have some people that are not really quite fitting in. And I want to give you permission to turn them down, to say no. Trust me, you want to do this. You only want to work with people who you believe you can help. So that was just like a little aside. But ask for permission. Again, in a romantic relationship, if you're like, going from like friend zone to like actual, there's going to be a conversation about that. Like, hey, are we in this? What we doing, right? And so do the same thing. Do the exact same thing with potential clients. Just say, hey, I wondered if it would be okay if I shared XYZ with you. I do have a program that can help you. Like, I promise you, if you're on the receiving end of that, you appreciate it. And I don't know if you guys have been on the receiving end of that. You may have been even from me, right? But it feels good to know what someone's intentions are. And when we're not clear and we're not straightforward and we're sort of just like circling around, like just kind of like hanging out there, but like we don't really like, we're like, what are we doing, right? And then your potential client, they start to feel it, right? And it starts to feel like icky and kind of gross and kind of like, what like I are you selling to me? Are you not selling to me? Like, what are we doing, right? And so I want to give you permission to just make your intentions known. It is okay. And here's the thing. We live in an abundant world and we serve an abundant God. And if we truly, truly believe that, then we know that our people are out there. They are out there and they are waiting for us. And there is someone right now at 9:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time who is Googling and searching and praying for the exact transformation that you're able to offer. Okay, so number 3, y'all still with me? Number 3 was ask for permission. I just want to make sure y'all are with me. That was number 3. But there is someone out there who needs what you have. They're out there, right? And so you will get better at attracting those people. So we've talked about how to attract your ideal clients. So go back and watch that live video. At first, it might seem like you're attracting people. You're like, is this my person? Is this not my person? You'll know by having those conversations, right? And then when you have identified that this is the person I'm here to serve, that I can serve this person, I can help them, just ask for permission. Just ask for permission and make your intentions known, okay? Because you are purposed to profit. You are not only allowed to make money, I believe that this is what God wants for us. So I've talked about it all the time about the Proverbs 31 woman, right? Because she had a profitable business, she was able to have her clothes, for her family and have her servant girls and lend her hand to the poor and all of these things, right? And so it takes time to get used to, having these selling conversations, but I always say you can mind anything. Let me see if I have that up here. I might not. I don't think I have it. I don't have my little like banner that says this, but if someone's watching still, just put that in the comments. You can mind anything you put your do to. So people say you can do anything you put your mind to. I flip that around because I actually believe that when you change your actions, that is what changes your mindset. So you mind anything you put your do to. So you have to start practicing. You have to kind of start getting out there, starting to have these conversations for it to become, kind of second nature. Like I have these conversations every day now, and it's so much easier now because I have practiced it, right? And I've like sort of honed my messaging, honed my craft. I'm also working with a coach who helps me to do that. And so I want to encourage you to start putting yourself out there, having these conversations with your community once you identify that you know exactly who you're supposed to serve. And then all you have to do is ask for permission. It really is that simple and that straightforward. And it really leads to a much better working relationship with your potential clients. Because even if someone says no, that could be a no now. There's so many people that, when I first interact with them, they are not interested in my services, and then they come back several months later, right? Because they're still in my community, they're still kind of watching, they're still kind of seeing what I'm doing, right? And it might be a no, not right now, but it could be a yes for later, right? So number 1 is understand who you are out to serve. Number 2 is have conversations with your ideal clients and don't friend zone them. And then number 3 is when you get to that point of saying, yes, this is my person and I think I can help them, all you have to do is ask for permission. That's how you pivot. That's how you pivot to a sales conversation when you are either on a sales call or you're in a DM. So my call to action is that if you want more of this, more strategies. So what I'm looking for right now is I am actually in the process of developing a workshop. And this workshop is specifically for entrepreneurs who have a podcast. So I know this sounds a little, you're like, what? Have a podcast? Yes, I am actually looking for a small group of women who have a podcast because I want to run a 1-day intensive workshop with you to help you turn your community of your podcast into paying clients. And so this is going to be a 1-day workshop that I'm going to be hosting in May. I don't have the exact dates yet. And we're going to be walking through the strategies of clarifying your messaging, starting to have these conversations, right? And then how do you take a community of engaged folks, or maybe they're not so engaged, how do you engage them and actually turn these individuals into paying clients, like raving clients who are like super excited to work with you? So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm actually going to be beta testing this. So this is a great opportunity if you've ever wanted to work with me and you're like not quite sure or the price wasn't quite right. This is a beta test. Okay, so the pricing is going to be the lowest that any of my programs will ever be again, right? And so you kind of get a way to get in to work with me. And I'm only looking for women who have a podcast, and I'm going to be accepting a very small number of these folks. Like I said, a 1-day virtual intensive where we'll be taking your community and turning them into paying clients. So I want you to DM me the word clients if you are interested in being a part of this beta group for this 1-day workshop. I'm super excited about this. I'm calling this my community to clients intensive. And so the actual methodology is not new. This is what I use. This is what I teach. But I really want to work specifically with podcasters because I'm kind of trying some things out specifically with podcasters. And so not to exclude anyone else, I have services for you as well. But right now, that's what I'm promoting is for this community to clients intensive. So DM me the word clients if you are interested, and I will get you that information. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a good night. Please also just DM me and like if you guys are implementing the things that I'm telling you, because I am here, right? Because I want you guys to start implementing some of this stuff, right? Implement it. Let me know what works. Give me some feedback, like talk back to me. Like let's make this a really engaged and high level community where we're helping each other move to the next level. So yes, start doing some of these things and like ask me questions. Let me know, like let's start that conversation. Okay? All right, folks, I hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you next time. Peace and love.